win that fight, Noble One. Noble One, come in. Noble One, do you read me?
My name's Brian Jarrard. I'm the Community Director at Bungie. You can expect this campaign to be very diverse and very different. So each mission is going to be something unique and memorable and feature sort of different gameplay moments. So, you know, whether it's charging through the savannah on the back of a rocket hog or lifting off into outer space, we've really worked hard at Bungie, and the team's put a lot of effort into making sure that the campaign is very well paced, the action is continuous, and there's just something new and fun around every corner. So Noble Team is sort of a group of Spartans that are, you know, they've been together for a long time. They're led by Carter, Noble One, and these are Spartan 3s predominantly. So these are a group of Spartans that came after Master Chief. They're a little less advanced. They were produced a little quicker, but these guys are still very competent in battle. But George, the big guy with the chain gun, he's actually a Spartan too. So he's part of the same Spartan class as Master Chief. He's been around a little bit longer, and together these guys have to rely on teamwork and strategy and tactics to accomplish their goals, because, you know, they can't just charge in by themselves like Master Chief used to do. So throughout the entire campaign, at different points, Noble 6, the player, will be interacting with sometimes the entire Noble Team squad, but other times it'll be just you and one or two working together to accomplish your objectives. We don't know much about Noble 6. Noble 6 is the newest member of Noble Team at the start of the Reach campaign. 6 has just been assigned as part of the team. So we've intentionally not done a whole lot of backstory, because we really want the player to kind of assume the role of this character and really give him or her their own identity. So in Reach, you'll be able to decide if you want to be a male or female Spartan and customize your own armor, and that's the character that you will be throughout every game mode in Reach. We've added a whole lot of new things to Reach. It's a brand new campaign, and it's taking place in a whole new part of our universe. So, you know, there are new vehicles, there are civilian vehicles, and civilians themselves. So, you know, we're telling the story of an entire living, breathing, inhabited planet that ultimately gets destroyed by the Covenant. And one of the ways that we're going to convey that story and convey the destruction of the planet is through the civilian side perspective as well. So at different points in the game, you will encounter civilians, and they're going to help us tell the story and connect to the player a little bit better. Spartans predominantly have been assigned to help sort of squash these insurrectionist rebellion uprisings, and the Covenant have never been sighted on Reach before. So initially it's believed that maybe the insurrectionists are the ones that are behind some of the weird things that are happening on the planet. One of the communication arrays is taken offline, some Marines go missing. So the first assumption is it's probably the insurrectionists again, and that's why Noble Team is sent out into action. So, you know, one of our new campaign missions will allow the player to fight off a beach to retake a launch facility, strap into a Saber, our new sort of orbital attack craft, lift off into space, and then embark on some really intense sort of high action space dogfight battles. And that's one mission in the game, but it's part of, you know, one of the examples of how we're working really hard to make sure each mission is very different and very enjoyable, and doing things you haven't been able to ever do in a Halo game before. Well, I mean, we've rebuilt everything from the ground up for Reach. So our technology has been drastically overhauled, our engine's been retooled. So I mean, right away, visually, this game is on a level that we haven't been able to achieve before in Halo. But, you know, everything about Reach is bigger and better and faster and more. So the battles are going to be larger, there's going to be more enemies, our AI is even smarter now, more explosions, more guns, more particles in the air, and everything's just been ratcheted up to really create this sense of a global scale, sort of planetary-wide battle. And on the gameplay side, you know, lots of new vehicles and weapons. The first time you'll be able to fight with an actual squad of Spartans who will be with you throughout this campaign, and the addition of armor abilities, things like sprint and jetpack and the medic drop shield. These things have a really dynamic change to the gameplay, and, you know, players will be able to choose these at different points in the game, and depending on which one you choose, it'll have a very different outcome on the battle. Well, you know, it's just part of our idea to try and just keep the player grounded in the world of Reach, and, you know, they are sort of based on locations you'll find in the campaign, but they were designed and built as multiplayer functional spaces first. So, you know, we wanted to make sure from a design and gameplay perspective that the multiplayer gameplay was balanced and pure and really fun, and then from there we're able to reuse some of those areas throughout parts of the campaign. So in some cases you might fight through a map like Powerhouse, for example, which is in the beta, which is, you know, in the beta and multiplayer multiplayer, it's high noon, bright daytime. In this campaign later on, you'll come across a part of that same space, but it's going to be nighttime, it's going to be raining, so you know, it'll be familiar yet a little bit different each time. Yeah, so Forge World is sort of our big playground. It's our wide open sandbox to allow people to go in and start to construct all their own multiplayer maps from scratch using, you know, over about 130 different types of building blocks. And we set Forge World back on the Halo ring, so we really wanted to kind of have that nostalgic, classic Halo feel, and that's allowed us to bring back favorite maps like Blood Gulch, and we've also rebuilt Ascension and Sanctuary in this same space. So it's just one massive, wide open map that you're able to build a near infinite number of different types of multiplayer spaces within. We're pretty happy with the theater mode. There's still a pretty innovative feature, and probably the only real notable difference between the Halo 3 theater and Reach's theater is that you'll now be able to rewind in campaign and firefight films, and you couldn't do that previously. But otherwise, same great functionality. You can still watch films together with friends. You can still share all these great screenshots and film clips either through the game or our website, Bungie.net. You know, I just want to thank all of our fans who've been supporting us for the past 10 years. Bungie wouldn't be where we are today. Certainly Halo wouldn't be what it is today without such a great fan support, and we hope everyone enjoys Reach. We've really tried to make sure this was the best possible Halo game yet, and we really believe it is. So we look forward to seeing everybody online on September 14th.
On Xbox.
Only on Xbox, that's right.
Report of an in-system split space rupture.
Impossible. Check your source.
Reading multiple pings below the orbital defense grid.
Oh, this can't be happening.
There's no mistake. It's them. Winter contingency has been declared. All units are mobilized and ready.
This is Jarrard1068. Prep for combat insertion.
What the hell was that?
We're coming in hot. Hold on. We just lost our bird.
Oh my God. What the hell is happening down there?
Down here.
They just dropped off my map.
Overrun. We'll hold this position as long as we can. I need you in that fight, Noble One. Noble One, come in. Noble One, do you read me?
This is Sierra 259. You got Spartans on the ground, sir. We're not going anywhere.